Hi and welcome back. I have been using the Natasha Denona Star Palette for the last 3 weeks. We got a crazy snowstorm the very first week that I was supposed to use this palette, so I actually did not use it the entire week due to not having any power for half the week. So I just decided to keep this palette for another week. I've enjoyed it, and I think that it is a beautiful palette. There is a warmer side right here and then a cooler tone side. I gravitated more towards the cooler tone side, honestly, but I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if I should call it like a warm and a cool tone side. Maybe it is, but within these colors there are some pretty warm tones. Like the this peachy color was one of my favorites for the week. It's really pretty as a transition shade, and that was called Vega. Galaxia is this really super chunky glitter, and that one was really pretty, like as an inner corner highlight. It's a multi dimensional glitters on a champagne type base. I really liked it, but really chunky. The glitters in this are super chunky, and I had to use them with a glitter glue to make them stick, and I got an insane amount of fallout like almost every single day that I wore this. So that's something to be aware of. This peachy pink one is called Rhea, and it is like NARS's Orgasm. I used to love this type of shade, but I don't so much anymore. I don't know why, but I only used that like once, maybe twice in the last couple of weeks. And this one is called Attic, I think. And this is like another peachy brown. That's a really pretty transition shade, or deeper crease color that I really liked. The two pinks, or mauves, or whatever you want to call them, they're really similar, just the one is a little bit deeper. They don't swatch very well, honestly. But I have this gold glitter called Polaris on my inner corner and kind of on my lid today, and it's nothing super special. It's got a little bit of like a gold shift to it. I don't like golds, and this palette has a lot of golds, but they're not super yellow, except for this one down here. This one actually turns out kind of like a brassy gold. Not my favorite shadow, but I think it's really pretty, and I like that it's more of a metallic and orange, more of an orange gold. I don't know. These two browns, this one is called Flesh, and then this one's called Titania, and these two I really like. I have both of these on my eyes today. Flesh is all over my crease. It pulls more orange, but I think it's really pretty, especially with this metallic gold. This one is called Orion, and it is one of those blue-brown shift shadows. I wore this a couple days ago, smoked out on my lower lash line, and I think it's really pretty. Definitely not a must-have if you have something like Max Club or Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This brown is a basic brown. I use this today to darken up this part, and on my lower lash line it's a basic brown. This one right here is called Bellatrix, and it is super pretty. It's like a champagne metallic shade, and I felt super classy on the couple days that I wore that one. This gold up here is called Spectrum, and then this one down here is Cosmo, and they are very similar. I kind of wish that she had put in a, see, they're like really similar. This one has a darker like olive base, and I like this one up here better than the bottom one. I wish she had put in like, I don't know, maybe a burgundy glitter metallic instead of having those two golds that were super similar. Just kind of, it was wasted space in my opinion. I don't know. They're pretty, but not ones that I absolutely like love. This one is called Gemma, and it is a shimmery brown. And this one blends out really, really nicely. I didn't use this one a whole lot. I don't gravitate towards browns. I usually just put them to deepen up my outer V or smoke out on my lower lash line. Oh, this one I didn't talk about. This one is called Diadem, and it's a cool toned, like almost a gray brown, and it's actually really pretty with the two mauves. And I think that this is a beautiful palette. I really do enjoy it whenever I get the chance to wear it. It's got a lot of glitters, and like I said, they're really chunky, so I have to be careful, and I can't really use it, or at least the glitters, whenever I'm in a hurry. But the mattes, they blend out quite nicely. They take a little bit of building, especially this one for some reason. I don't, or is it this one? No, this one right here called Electra. That one takes a lot of building, and I don't know why. Sometimes I do have to build the deeper colors from Natasha Denona, but once I get them where I want them, they're really pretty. And I like to use a firmer brush, particularly, is it the goat hair ones from Wayne Goss? I really like those, actually. The Wayne Goss number 18 is my favorite brush to use with this palette. It's pretty dense and doesn't have a whole lot of give to it, but I can blend out really nicely with this brush, like just put the shadow exactly where I want it and then slowly build up and out with this one. So this is my favorite brush to use actually with all of Natasha Denona's eyeshadows. I think it's just got enough oomph to pick up the product and then slowly work it out. I never go in with her shadows like a lot at a time because they are pretty pigmented and can get out of hand if I'm not careful. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Star. I don't think that it's a must-have for anyone. These shades are pretty similar to some of the ones that are in her newest palettes, like the Cranberry palette. I wound up finding a couple of the shades in here that go along nicely with that, like with the colors in that palette. And this one also reminded me, I think it's the Tropic palette. A lot of the shades in this are pretty similar to some of the mattes in there, and so I don't think the Star palette is a must-have, and I would never tell anybody that they need a palette. So I am ready to move on to a new palette for 2 weeks, and let's see what I get. So this is the Cookie Peachy Queen, so a drugstore palette from Rite Aid. After I just said I don't really love that peachy color in there, but I realized that this one only has like 1 or 2. So it's the Peachy Queen palette by Cookie. I got it at Rite Aid. I can't remember how much it was, but I think I got it on sale. And that is what it looks like. It has a little bit of like modern Renaissance vibes. But I think these colors, like this one and this one, and this pink and that pink, are like right up my alley. I have used this before and I really, really enjoyed it. It's a good little palette, and I remember being really impressed by the quality. So I am going to use this one for the next 2 weeks. Let me swatch a few of these. Actually, these two look really similar to the burgundies in the Natasha palette. Oh, this orange is really pretty, or coral. I don't know, what color would that be? This is this one. That's really faint. And the cool thing about this palette is it has a like matte cream shadow. so I don't have to dig into my Lorac California Dreaming one. Cool. Oh, this one's pretty too. All right, I hope that this palette is still like in good condition, that way I can use it. But yeah, I'm kind of excited, and it's nice to use something that's not higher end for a little bit, and just get to play around with some of my other palettes for this year. And that has been the point of this 2 weeks 1 palette series that I'm doing instead of panning a palette. I really like being able to switch it up every 2 weeks, and I've enjoyed it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.